Wilfried, when you have a game that goes as well as that does, and some of the guys were talking about how yesterday you guys watched some film and looked at things you could get better, but how do you evaluate a game like that when the score is so lopsided and you still want to find ways to improve? What does that evaluation look like? Because you don't see 6-1 very often as a final score.
No, it's true, but the first part is to congratulate them because the way they played, like I like to say all the time, against an opposition, not against Atlanta. So we had a clear plan, and within the plan, they were able also to take ownership about what they see on the pitch. But after that, what we did yesterday, it was we scored a lot of goals, yes, because we had a really good defensive mindset, and this is what I showed yesterday during the video, that we were front foot defensively. We won a lot of ball high on the pitch. We scored a lot of goals in transition. And like I told you, we don't work on transition. This is a moment that happens during the game that we have to recognize that. So that's why we won the game. We won the game because we were good mentally. And when we scored, I showed them also the kickoff, the first kickoff or the fourth kickoff. Same spirit, try to win the ball as soon as possible. So for me, it was a good moment to show them the brain is the most important, and also they were able to stay focused on the task. They didn't think about the score, they think about what they have to do with the ball and without the ball. So we showed video about that. We showed also details about when we have an advantage on the opposition, how we can keep this advantage to finish the action. So it's all about distance, it's all about time on the ball, no time on the ball. So we showed a bit of a video like this.
When you have a number of guys out and you have a performance like that, and then you have those guys coming back, especially when it's international, they're only gone for a game or so. How do you then make your decisions on personnel, given that, okay, these guys that just played in this game played very well, but you also have a Lucas, an Aloy, a Milos who have been starters for you. How do you kind of weigh those two components?
Well, the way I choose my players is all about the opposition profile. So it doesn't change for me. And also they know that since the beginning, since the first day, when I came here, I said, guys, we can lose a game, I can put the same team. We can win a game, I can change the team. So it depends about the opposition. So for the moment, I don't know who I'm going to put. The guy who went for the national team, they did well also before. So, but this is all about the profile. And again, what I like about this is compete. And this is the best tool for a coach to have the competition between players. A good competition with a safe environment. But for me, this is amazing because I always told my player that it's all about the profile, it's all about what we want to do on the pitch. And again, I can sub them regarding the performance or tactical element or technical element, it depends. So good for them because first of all, I'm really happy for the guy who didn't play a lot. And it was a good performance by all the players, and also especially the player that have been injured. So again, what does it mean for me? It means that my staff and the medical staff included, they do a good job. So we'll see. But this is another story, as you know. So now this is Salt Lake. Salt Lake, this is not the same style. So we will analyze this team and the player that we want for that.
This was the first time this season we'd seen Philip as the center of the three center backs. He looked comfortable, I would say, in that role. How did you evaluate his performance? I know you talked about him wanting to kind of make amends for his play against the Red Bulls in that first goal. How did you evaluate how he did in what I imagine is a pretty crucial role for your guys' defense?
With a lot of humility, we knew it because we did the preseason and he played in this position. So we saw that he was could be good in this position, knowing that he's a quick learner. He's able to understand what we want. So this is not a surprise. Now with the profile of the player that we have, so he played on the left. He can play again on the left because I think that this is all about the distance. It's all about the animation. But I'm happy for him because yeah, he did a good job in this position. But I think he did a good job not because he was in the middle, because he was able to learn about all the previous game that he did before. For me, this is the key point because this is most difficult to play in the middle because you have to lead, you have to be aware of everything, and when you play on the side, this is not the same action, I would say. But we know that this is a right-footed player on the left foot, on the left side. This is not easy. But again, he will play again in this position. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe he's going to play on the right. Maybe he's going to play as a middle. It depends. But happy for him because he was able to adjust and he was able to improve and he scored a goal. So good for him.
And you talked about winning the ball higher up the pitch. You've talked about that a lot. Not that this was that high up, but I think it was Christian's second goal when Steven steps into the midfield and wins the ball, intercepts the pass. Mm-hmm. Maybe you're not winning the ball high, but that leads directly to a chance. Is that the kind of thing that you're talking about that worked so well in this game?
Yeah, and the first game, the first goal,
okay.
The first goal. So we won the ball on the side. It was I like to call it the continuity of the game. So we attacked and we lost the ball, and they attacked again to win the ball. And they were able to, Phil was able to win the ball high on the pitch because we had 3, 4, 5 guys doing the defensive transition. So for me, this is this mindset that I like, and yes, the goal that you're talking about also, it's front foot defending, knowing that we have a lot of space behind us, but they were able to do it. So sometimes you're gonna get caught, it's normal. That's why everybody has to be high on the pitch regarding where is the ball, so including the goalkeeper. So yeah, this is the spirit. And again, sometimes we have success, sometimes it's a little bit more difficult, but what I like about my players that they always try to do it. And after that, when we fail, the idea is to adjust, not to change, but to adjust maybe the timing of the pressing and everything like that.
I know you always say you trust your players, you believe in them, you give them opportunities because you believe in them. Is there a degree that it's validating to have that belief in them and then see your young players step on the field Saturday and play the way that they did and excel in that moment?
For me, it should be a good question for the players, but for me, I don't like. I have a small numbers for the moment in terms of players because I want to involve everyone. So if I have big numbers, it's going to be difficult to involve everyone. So again, the way we train, the way they train, the spirit that they have, sometimes it's not easy because we push the boundaries. And but this is, I see every day what we do on the pitch. That's why I believe on them, because I can see that I can do something good, but at the same time I know that it's going to be like this all the time. But yeah, this is the way I am. If I don't believe in 1 or 2 players, I will tell them and I will change. They will not be part of the team. So this is the way I do things.
With the guys coming back from international duty, do you expect them to be fully available Saturday, or they might take a little time to integrate back
Who?
in? The guys coming back from international.
Lucas is back already since Monday. Eloy and Milos are gonna go back. They will be back tomorrow. So I will talk with them, discuss with them, and see what is good for them, but also for the team. So we'll see.
Go back to Clay.
Wilfried, are you surprised it's been 20 years? I mean, it is highly unlikely, 6 goals, and maybe several franchises may have never scored 6 goals, but you're going to spoil the fans if you keep this up. I mean, how likely is it that you would, you came here with this attacking style? Is this just the beginning?
I hope so, but I hope also that I was telling my players that before the game, the speech came before the game, that Atlanta won 5-1 against Portland, and we won 6-1 against Atlanta. So again, confidence, but humility all the time. All the time, this humility, we have to be humble, but we have to be also confident. I like that my players, they are confident, but really important also to get this humility. So I hope that in the future we're going to be able to do it again, but again, this is not the way I think. The way I think is the spirit, to keep this spirit, to keep this mentality that we compete against us. We are not competing against an opposition. Again, with a lot of humility, we know that this league is really difficult because everybody can win against everybody. But again, this is the way we want to play. This is the way we want to attack. This is the spirit that I want to see my team on the pitch. So I'm happy. I'm proud. Really proud of that because, like I told them in the beginning, the goal is to add few or many chapter in the club. In the history of the club. So this is what they did, and this is the first part. And but I'm gonna be really happy also if, let's say, I don't know, we conceded 2 or 3 goals and we will be able to win the game by +2 or +3. I don't know. It's gonna be the same feeling as the last game that we played. So for me, the most important is the mindset, and they were able to keep this mindset. And this is the way you want to play, but knowing that it won't happen every time.
How would you say Cucho is coming along?
Listen, everything has been good for him in terms of progression. He has a really good mindset in terms of he knows that he wants to rush, but at the same time he wants to follow the path because but everything is going well for the moment. Hopefully, I cannot give you a timeline, but hopefully he's going to be back soon with us. But he has a really good mindset, knowing that it's not easy to be out of the team. But we miss him for sure, but he's going to be back soon.
And he went away with the feeling it was going to be a month or so. Was there any hard and fast?
Listen, this is not an injury like we can tell you guys it's going to be this. It's going to depend. It could be 2-3 weeks. It could be 20 days. I don't know. For the moment, we are really happy with the progression, and this is the most important. So we are on the right path in terms of timeline.
What is he doing right now?
He does a lot of reathletization, can I say that? Exercise to stay with the strength that he has into his legs also. And he does a lot of exercise, and he does exercise also to stay fit. Because as we know, yes, he's injured, but he has to stay fit because when he's gonna be healthy, he has to follow also the good progression because the fitness part will be gone if he doesn't do it. So for the moment, he does everything of it.
Philip had mentioned the confidence that him and the younger players are starting to show. Was that there when you got here and it just needed to be brought out a little bit? Or was that progressed to where they are now?
No, the question that you asked me is like I am a good coach or a great coach. No, this is our job. This is our job, we saw potential, and our job with my staff is to develop players, and this is what we are doing. And also develop players, but also develop the person and behind the players. And this is what happens. So now the idea was to give them a lot of confidence, but also, like I told you, to challenge them all the time, challenge support all the time. This is not easy because when you fail, you don't want to take risk anymore. So again, this is a day-to-day work with my staff and with everyone on the pitch, off the pitch, to show them that they can do it. So it's good for them. They did it the last game. They did it also the previous game, because don't forget that against, I'm going to give you an example, against DC we had a lot of chances, but we didn't finish the action. Against Toronto we had also a lot of chances, and the last game, we completed everything. So again, the young players, for me, this is not an issue, young or old. At the end of the day, they have to enjoy what we do on the pitch, and they have to accept also the challenge that we're gonna have on the pitch. And this is what they did. That's why they got the reward the last game.
We'll just go to Gerald to close out.
Coach, you talk about playing, the players out there playing with emotion and giving the fans emotions. How do you go from the emotions from Saturday now, take that into the next game and future games?
It's going to be the same in terms of the way we will attack the game, I would say. But I like to, when I discuss with my players, I like to talk also about emotional control, because you know, when you play at home, you score 1 goal, 2 goals, 3 goals, it could be open bar. You know, we go and we attack. But what I like is that they were able also to get this emotional control and to think about the game and to be focused on the task. And this is something that we're gonna do every time, away or at home. But again, this is another game against Salt Lake. I don't know how the game is gonna be. What we know is we want to play the same game as we played since the beginning. And after that, the outcome, we don't know. But in terms of emotion, yes. You know, I was happy, I think I said it 2 days ago, but I was happy because the fans, yes, they enjoyed when we scored goals, but they enjoyed also when we were able to win the ball high on the pitch, or when our players, they fought. So for me, this is emotions. They are able to recognize a good pass, but they are able also to recognize when we fight to win the ball, or when we give a good ball between the lines. And for me, this is emotions. That's why we do that. So the idea is to keep this emotion with the fans, because we love them.
And do you think there's any difference in way that you prepare for a team against in the Western Conference versus the Eastern Conference?
No. I didn't know that Real Salt Lake was in the West Conference. No, you know me now. This is again, every team, they are all different, and Salt Lake, they're gonna come because they didn't have a good result the last few games, so they're gonna come out. So they're gonna try to win the game like every team. So us, we focus on us, and doesn't change West Coast, East Coast, doesn't change home or away. And the momentum of the game will dictate home or away. This is the way I see it. But for us, it's going to be the same preparation. It's going to be the same. I'm going to be demanding. I am demanding with my staff this week. This is not because we won the last game that is going to be. No, we work and we control what we can control, and this is the practice every day.
Thanks, Coach.
Okay.